What's up you guys, it's Thomasu coming back at you again with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a plant tour, obviously. So, I kind of have a lot to go through, but it's really not like, I don't have a lot of different plants, I just have a lot of plants. So like, I'd say I only have like 7 different kinds of plants, maybe 10, I'll say under 10. Before I start, I just want to explain like how I got into plants. My house had plants before I like got into them. I had like at least 5 or 6 just around the house. I think it was 2018 I got a bunch of fake vines, and those are like all throughout my room. You can see them in my videos and my room tour video, which you should watch. And then I think it was December of 2020 I finally realized, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna like get plants. I ordered this pothos on Amazon, but then it said it was gonna take like over a week to get here, and I was like, wait a minute, I realized that I have pothos already and I could just propagate it. So yeah, I started cutting those and propagating those, and that was kind of my first little step. But yeah, I kind of just like that my plants are like livening up the room. I might go smallest to largest, honestly, just whatever I see, I'm gonna explain it. I can start off with this one. This one is actually not, well, it's mine now, but it was not, I did not buy it. My little nephew actually convinced my dad to buy it, but he didn't take care of it. But I started taking care of it, and it's actually going up now instead of like, this was another one that died. These tiny ones are Corsican stonecrop, a species of stonecrop. Yeah, actually, that's not it. I don't know. This tall thing is supposedly a chocolate soldier, so not too sure about that. This is probably a bad one to start off with. So next up this is my only hanging plant I have so far. I think they're called Little Pickles. I think it says it. Oh, it's a ruby necklace. And I got this in, I'd say January. Has bloomed one yellow flower, but hasn't bloomed any since. So I don't know if you would call these leaves, but they do turn red sometimes. If you put them in a lot of sun. I guess I can go with this little propagated mess. So this is a result of one of my trips to my grandma's house. My grandma lives in Florida and she has a lot of plants. And also, since she lives in Florida, well, number one, there's like almost always sun. And number two, it's humid. So her plants there are like really big compared to mine. This one actually has a few different kinds. So right here we got the pothos kind of section. And then this pink here is called a wax begonia apparently. And it had a bunch of pretty pink flowers on it, but they kind of died. So that's my fault. These are dwarf umbrella trees. So I really like these. They're kind of like dying, but they've been surviving pretty good for being shipped across the country. I'll do these little propagated ones kind of all in a row. So these are all products of trips to Florida. These are some of her heartleaf philodendron. They've actually rooted, but the roots are really, really skinny. These took a long time to root. Well, I don't know if they took a long time, but compared to the pothos, they took a long time. So yeah, this is just pothos, golden leaf pothos, but the roots goes like in a full circle around the bottle. This is kind of my rejects, like stems, but no leaves, pothos. Okay, next up I have a golden lace cactus. My friend got it for me, obviously kind of as a joke, as you can tell. But it's actually been pretty bad. Like, it hasn't grown at all. I've had it since October. It's kind of just been sitting here. It's not dying, I don't know. But yeah, it really hasn't grown. I put it in the sun. I mean, I'm not really pressed about it. It's just kind of there for decoration anyways. Then we've got another succulent that Anna actually got for me recently. This was like in, I want to say February. And it's just a little succulent. It's still got some growing to do. But this was a surprise. She just brought it in one day. I was like, whoa, okay. So this is my first dirt plant. And this one actually has had a lot of growth. This one When it came, I think it had 5 leaves, but then one died. So there were 4, and then it grew this leaf and this leaf. This one is actually growing. I don't think I need to worry. Oh, it's got an aerial root right there. I just saw that. It started dying a little bit, but then I like made it not die. Survived. Saved it. I saved it. Okay, next up we have this. I think this is called a flaming Katy. I'm not exactly sure. But this was another plant that my family already had in the house, but it was dying. So I cut off the ends and then propagated it, and that was probably in like January. These things grow really fast. Whatever they are, they grow really fast. And then you probably can't see, but there's a little pothos in here with 2 leaves. And I've got another leaf on the pothos. Little thing has actually 3 different plants in it. I'm starting to think that I need a new, like to repot it already. So that's that. And then we've got another, it's the same combination. Grow really big. Like, is this not a giant leaf? Gigantic. 2 flaming Katys from the same plant that was dying. And then there's also a pothos. This was from the first cuttings from my house. Yeah, this one actually only had 1 leaf, and it already grew another one, and there's a new one. I don't know if you can see, but it's like unfurling. Is that the word? Up next, we have something somewhat depressing. So this is these are my herbal plants, and they're pretty much dead. I went to Florida again in February, and I don't know if my dad didn't water them or what, but basically when I came back, they were like not doing too good. My eucalyptus is not dead, even though it looks dead. It's not dead, but a lot of it is dead. But there is new growth on the bottom, so that's why I haven't just thrown it out yet. And they did smell for like a little bit, like probably 2 weeks. But yeah, so this is lavender, this is eucalyptus, this is rosemary, and this is some sort of lemon herb. Maybe it needs to be like outside, I don't know. But I guess technically those are the only plants that I've killed. I don't know if that counts as me killing them, because I wasn't even, it was the lack of me being there. This is just another, I think this is from my February Florida trip. And yeah, this is them. They're definitely ready for rooting. They've grown a bunch of new roots. It's a bunch of it. Like I said, the Florida leaves are really big. That's all of that. I guess I can get into these tiny ones over here. So these 2 cacti, this one is mine, this one is my little nephew's. I got these probably it was like right when the pandemic started actually. One of these has grown a flower on it. I can't remember when it was, but I got these probably March or April. But they haven't really grown. They grew a flower once. One of them grew a flower once. And then this guy, this is like called a Hoya, I think. But I got this for Christmas. And it's really crazy. It's like bending. I don't know if you can see, but it's bending the stick I put in it. It's a Hindu rope Hoya carnosa. I put this thing in it because I didn't want it to grow like sideways, but its whole thing is it kind of like goes in a circle, so I really like that. It's not like any of the other plants I have. It's not a pothos, just another pothos. Alright, my camera cut out, but yeah, basically this is the flaming Kate and the pothos. It's bending back around. I don't know if you can tell. It may look janked in this Coca-Cola, but it works, so you can't tell me too much. This is another Coca-Cola. The bottle I actually got in March of 2020. I was on a walk and I saw it on the ground. It was all dirty and like busted, and I picked it up and it sat in my room for a really long time, and then I finally found a use for it later when I started getting into plants. This is the only cutting from November, my first time getting into it, that's still propagated. And yeah, like I said, my camera cut out, so I don't know what I missed. Here is some of the English ivy from the first attempt. At first it was not growing straight, but now it is, so I could probably take this out, to be honest. Yeah, so this English ivy is actually vining on the pot. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck. This little apple juice box has no roots. Oh, actually this just started rooting, like it's got this much of a root. But this is just a bunch of pothos. I'm sure this is from my grandma's house. This had a philodendron in it, but it's died, obviously. Nothing too special. That sits in my room as well. From my syrup bottles, I actually used a syrup bottle. Bottom is kind of green, that's bad. These are from my grandma's house as well, and these are actually propagated wrong. I cut the wrong part of the plant. But they actually haven't died. These are from the first Florida trips. I definitely don't see any roots growing, but I'm kind of surprised that they're still alive, to be honest. And this is just a side note, their syrup is really good. So, it's from Vermont, it's Pacific Coast Organic, so. Just to put y'all on real quick, because those waffles and those pancakes be busting with that syrup. And what do you know, another Florida propagation. This is from December. Most of this is just pothos. There's a little bit of new growth, but not a lot. This big thing is a dumb cane. This is a leaf that I cut, which you're not supposed to cut the leaf, you're supposed to cut the stem. Not doing the best, but it's not dead. It's been separated for like 4 months, so that counts for something. So I don't feel like standing up, but basically right here I have a bunch of peace lilies. Well, it was one big peace lily, but it had root rot, and I took it out and I cut all the roots, and then I like divided them. I think that's what it is. I divided them. Oh, a few of them are right here, a few of them are right here, a few of them are out front. Yeah, these are just peace lily. They're not dead yet, but I don't really expect them to survive because they don't have any roots in them. I didn't buy them and I didn't take care of them, so I don't feel too bad if they die. But they were gonna die if I left them in root rot, so. And then this was my second time. The second time I went to Florida, I realized I had cut the dumb cane wrong. And so this was my second, and there's a lot of roots here, and this is just like within a month. I didn't even know this had new leaves. That's doing well. This is not doing so well at all. This is a little bit of that pink flower. I already forgot the name. And then there's a few Boston ferns. But the ferns are really not doing well. I don't see... Oh, I actually see... On this pink flower, I see some roots. The flower died, but I see like 2, 3 baby roots. I don't know. If it dies, it's okay, but I'm not gonna just throw it away. This is more peace lily. These are probably doing the best. They're still drooping. Yeah, they're doing bad, but they're not like dead yet. This is like literally all pothos, I think. Nothing special. These are from Florida. This is probably my favorite. This I cut from my house, and this is a pothos. And there's a peace lily, like barely, like what's left of a peace lily over here. But this is a pothos. That, oh my gosh, it's grown so much. There's so many. I can't even remember what it used to look like. But there's so many new leaves, and this leaf is like really big. And then here's some more of the peace lily, kind of just, you know, busted. It's, you know, it's doing the best it can. Yeah, it has a chance of surviving, but if it doesn't, that's okay. I have a few other plants, but I didn't bring them to my room, but I still have the pothos that I cut from. I'll show some clips of that. And then I have 2 peace lilies. The peace lily that was like dying, and it's still kind of dying. And I also have another peace lily that's also kind of dying, but I don't think it has root rot. All of those plants, I didn't buy them. Those were already in my house, so I've been trying to take care of them. But I also had that English ivy that I have propagated from. That one is still growing really strong. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And I've actually got a vine that goes up. Oh, I don't know if I took a video of it, but I have an orchid that is about to bloom. Like really, like within the next 2 weeks, it'll have bloomed. I have 1 avocado seed sitting out in the kitchen, so that's like indirect sunlight. But this one I put in a wet paper towel in a plastic bag for like 3 weeks. And this one is definitely gonna grow. It's like I can see the roots coming already, so I don't want to disturb it too much. But this is my second one. This almond butter is really good. So, I haven't talked for a long time. But I think that's all my plants. So, I plan on doing like a plant care kind of video soon. Might happen, might not, I don't know. But that's all the plants I have right now. So, hopefully getting more, but I don't know where I'm gonna put them, so. Right now I'm pretty satisfied with the plants I have. I don't really know what else I have to say, so I think I'll just close off the video here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.